what we're doing is using a babysitter. I don't want to be too close behind my horse, because if something startles my horse and bolts forward, then I can run into the horse ahead of me. So I'm going to keep a safe distance, but I don't want to be too far behind, because if my horse gets anxiety because of separation between its newfound buddy, it's amazing how they can attach themselves. And we just want to keep the horse between the reins. And I'll also let you know, this is an English horse that's doing the babysitting, which is no pun intended about anything. It's just a good broke horse. And all disciplines should do comfortable. Remember, the important to keep the horse between the reins. If your horse feels a little nervous, gets hesitant, all right, starts trotting across, let it trot, but keep the feet moving. Now we're going to come up here to a gully, got a little small log they got to go over. Keep the horse, if you notice my hands are out in front here, I'm going to lean forward, take my hands forward so I don't pull on its face. Now what we're going to do is we'll go ahead and we'll cross the bridge, and then we're going to go up to the right of the trees, and we'll come up another extreme trail. We're just going to keep, when you go to the bridge, keep that horse between your reins, your hands out in front of you. If he gets nervous on the bridge, then you keep his feet moving. When people get in trouble, now coming up the hill, you're going to lean forward, grab on some mane, and I want my horse to walk up. They're going to have a tendency to trot, but I want them pushing from the rear, so I'll block them a little bit with my reins and just there, like that. He just dropped his head down really nice and pushed himself up. Now, on this part of the trail here coming down is pretty steep, and it's when they really get concerned. And so if he stops, I'm not going to push him, because we could both. If you notice, I'm really leaning back, and if I have to hold on the back of my cantle, I will. I'm going to keep my left rein solid on him and pulsate the outside rein for some half halts. So encourage him to get his hindquarters under, his rear legs under him. And I want to get him to a point when we get on these kind of steep trails, he'll start sliding down. And here's going to be another tough spot right here. Good. He got down on his butt. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yep. We're coming up to the bridge. We keep him forward. Look ahead. Look on the other side of the bridge. And good job. And what we'll do now, we're going to go over a creek and see how a horse is going the creek. We're going to raise the ante. If you remember, we started on the ground, then we went and did the same thing, what we did on the ground. The horse was real good about it. We went on the trail. He was a little concerned about things, but we had a babysitter horse, which takes a lot of pressure off of him. Remember, if I have to use a babysitting horse, I will here, but I'm going to try it solo first. And if I do use a babysitting horse, I'm going to make sure the babysitting horse is on the other side of the creek, so if mine decides to jump in, we're not going to be jumping into the other horse. Now, what I'm going to do is, it's always about the forward cue. So I got a stick, so what I did is I put a leg on him and I tapped him, just thinking him forward. All right, this is the first time he's ever been down here, so we don't know what he's going to think or do. There's a little ledge down here. He's snorting. He goes, I don't know. And then he's got to make a little bit of step, like he's a little concerned to take that step. And he may want to jump in. There you go. He took that step. Good. I took him at a little bit of an angle because those big rocks off to my left. And I'm encouraging him. He's trying really hard. He's trying really hard. Man, the reason I took him to the left of these big rocks, because if he decided to lurch into it, I had one of my trainers that didn't have him off center and landed up in those rocks. There we go. And I'm just going to go by. I'm going to wait for my other horse to come in. And then we're going to try to make our way down the creek. Keep him between the reins. Too much See, even the babysitting horse can have, you know, you have to do your homework once in a while. Toby, out. Okay, let him back up. Let him back up. Keep the shoulders straight. Good, and forward. Good, pause, another step. If you notice, I'm over here on the other side, and don't be afraid to be strong with those reins. You got to block those shoulders. If he wants to back, let him back. But don't let him turn around to escape. And then when he stops, then give him a nice big cue and follow up with a nice tap. Like you mean it. Not yet, not yet. See, he stopped, but you're going to give him a chance to settle. Good. Good job. Now, take him away, take him up the hill. And we'll start all over. Now, I didn't do that with my horse, but because this horse was so apprehensive, I decided that we'd take the pressure off, okay? And let him feel that he's not being pressured. Now, if we didn't have the room to do that, then we wouldn't have done it. Block, block, let him back, let him back. It's good for him to back up the hill, really use that hindquarter. Just wait, just wait. Good, now ask and tap. It's time, come on all the way down. Good, good, I'm going to step over here. Good, all right, all right. Now we're going to see if we can make our way down. There's a lot of rocks and bushes, so. And just let them find their feet. Don't stumble on a rock, you just let them find their feet. Because there's a lot of big rocks that they may slip off of. This will teach them how to use their feet. The only time I went down in a creek on a horse when a couple months ago, a horse laid down with me in the creek. And the thing is, keep these reins in front of you in a tight rein. You know, we don't want to hang on their face generally, but when you're in a situation like that, you want to keep between those reins. Just keeping this horse between your reins is a lot more comfortable after the second trip. A little bit more relaxed. And that's what happens. People get the horse in the creek. They finally get in the creek. Instead of taking the time to go back through it a couple times, they go on their merry way. Just go ahead and spend time with their horse.